St. Francis of Assisi is probably one of the most universally beloved saints, not only by Catholics, but by many Christians and even non-Christians alike. I'm up here in the hills of Mount Sabasio, where Francis used to come to be in nature and be in seclusion, at the statue of Francis of Universal Love, where he's surrounded by the images of every tradition: Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Islamic. Now, Francis is attractive to Buddhists more than any other saint. The Dalai Lama and Lama Zopa Rinpoche, both Buddhist teachers, have written about Francis and their admiration and respect of him and his way of life. In fact, his way of life was very similar to Buddha's. Both were wealthy, gave up their family, and Francis's teaching really embraced love, compassion, simplicity, renunciation. He actually did go and sell everything, give up everything he had, gave it to the poor to go follow Jesus. And that's what Buddha did, gave up his family, renounced his family to go become a monk. He was also kind to animals, something that had really no place in Christian theology till then, and has only recently been given attention. If Francis had been one of Buddha's disciples, he probably would have praised him as an exemplary monk. Now, just over 800 years ago, St. Francis went to meet with the Islamic ruler, Sultan Malik al-Kamil, in Egypt. And this was during the time of the Crusades, so a difficult time between Christians and Muslims. But Francis's motivation was not to go argue or debate with him, but just he had a calling to preach the Christian faith. He also had a vision of universal kinship and felt the call to be a servant and a subject to all, not to engage in any dispute among religious doctrine or argue with the Islamic leaders at the time. But what Francis and the Sultan really did was share faith with each other. Francis was very impressed by the prayer lives of the Muslims. They prayed 5 times a day, and this was a practice that Francis even began to adopt for himself. And the Sultan recognized Francis's great faith and that he was a deep man of prayer. Both dialogued with each other from all night into the early next morning, it says, and they learned to respect one another. The Sultan even gave Francis permission to go and visit Jerusalem and the holy sites of Christianity with a note of passage and a warning that no harm shall come to Francis. Now, Francis is well known for his dedication to serving God by embracing simplicity, poverty, and treating all of God's creation, from humans to animals to nature, with respect. St. Francis's message is one that appeals to the yearning of really the human heart that's desiring freedom and unfailing love. Francis is the saint of universal fraternity. He's the brother of all. He did not believe in a hierarchy or any type of superiority. His brothers never vowed obedience to him or his word, but only to the gospel way and to the life of Christ. Francis saw Christ in everything and everyone. No one, rich, poor, saint, or sinner, was excluded from Francis's care. And that's why you see here this statue of Francis of Universal Love.